Welcome to Scriptural Science, a presentation of Truth and Life Institute, Boston, Massachusetts, and Oba, Nigeria. The following is a subsection of the book. Everyone is a Protestant. Written and published by Ifeanyi Chukwujima, scriptural scientist and a servant of God. This subsection's ID is Everyone is a Protestant, Book 9:6. Disobedience of God by believers is the real threat to life on the earth, and not secularism. Secularism, which feeds on Protestantism, therefore, has never posed any threats to the Church of God on the earth. Secularism automatically collapses as soon as Protestantism is defeated by the people who are called by God's name, 2 Chronicles 7 verse 14. A church that once ruled the entire world is woefully failing at managing the clusters that are its countless fragments, because in its heydays, the Church focused its energies on creating and managing powerful world institutions, as opposed to mobilizing the peoples of all nations into managing the different facets of their lives and their God-given talents. John 21 verses 15 to 17. It is therefore not the fragmentation in the Church that is the problem, but the focuses of the fragments, individually and corporately. A church is a ground-up system of well-managed lives, John 10 verse 10, and not a top-down system of administrators directing their subjects in reverent religious submission. God did not design the church to be a house of destitute or hospitals, but a house where congregants pull their talents and resources together for the well-being and advancement of all congregants, John 21 verses 15 to 17, Galatians 6 verse 2, Ephesians 2 verse 10, Malachi 3 verse 10, etc. A church that focuses on the well-being of all its members grows stronger every day and radiates the love of God, Matthew 5 verse 16. The strength of a church does not come from the church management, but from the responsiveness of its congregants to one another and to the needs of their church as a congregation of love. These days, unless a congregant first gives to the church management to give to the needy, their giving is hardly celebrated by the church management, which prefers to direct all giving. Churches must remember that love is not an institutional thing that is dispensed by the head of the church, down to the congregants through the priests, but a soul-to-soul connection that builds up a person in need and encourages them to love others the same way. Impeding the Holy Spirit from connecting souls to souls within the congregation is grand Protestantism. The church must turn to the science of life for which God gave the law to Moses, instead of persisting in law enforcement, doctrines, and dogmas. The enemy that is separate in everything from you is easier to defeat than the enemy who lives among your children inside your own house. Once Protestantism is defeated, secularism has no chance against the children of God, because secularism draws from the same pool, people, that Protestantism continues to create and nurture. It was not the toughness of Absalom that forced King David into exile. As seen in the young man's easy defeat, Absalom was no match for the king's war machine and the brutality of its murderous commander, Joab, who unceremoniously banished the young agitator to the archives of history. It is being blood with the king that forced King David into exile to spare the life of his foolish and ungrateful child, Absalom. In the same way, it is not the toughness of secularism that is keeping God from ending this world already, to rid the world of secularism's filth, Revelation 6 verses 15 to 17. It is God's children, ignorantly leading the charge against God in Protestantism, that is making God delay the destruction of secularism. God is allowing his foolish and ungrateful children time to come to their senses and eliminate Protestantism from their midst, so that none of them will perish. 2 Peter 3 verse 9. A look through history has shown that political leaders are more opportunistic than they are patriotic. They perch on the shoulders of the church or religions to excel. The Roman emperors did it. And the European powers that rose from around the church also did it. Virtually every powerful kingdom that rose in the world since Christ's resurrection Did it?